If you've ever wondered what it would be like to work in a mine in the 17th century, you can find out in the newly released game, The Mine. In this game, you play as a miner, just trying to live a simple life and go about your daily work duties. But things quickly become unraveled as you get pulled into a mystery. In this video, I'm going to be giving a full review of the game and ranking it from decaf to fully caffeinated. Without further ado, let's grind this game down and see how it brews. The Mine has a pretty cool and unique setting that is backed by a captivating story. You play as a miner, waking up in your house, which, true to the 17th century period, is a single room. The game is set in Sweden, and this is pretty evident in the character names and accents, and as you explore, you can find more and more nods to the Swedish setting. All your poor character wants to do is go to work and get drunk, but it's made pretty difficult for him as he tries to find a lost torch and wrestle his hat back off a mysterious owl. And once you finally get into the mines, it doesn't get much better, with rumors of witchcraft, ghost appearances, and a broken mineshaft to fix. What The Mine does really well is create a sense of mystery that hooks you in and makes you want to find out more about the different goings on in the town. The game has a lot of charm in the characters you come across, and the humor in the dialogue and the interactions you have with the characters is amazing. There's a whole host of characters that are pretty well fleshed out, and all of them feel unique. There's a few different storylines to follow, which I did find a little confusing at times, and it could get a bit tricky to work out which task to do or which storyline to follow. I also found the number of tasks you needed to do before the story would progress was often quite a lot, and it definitely slowed the pace of the game and the story down. That being said, the overarching storyline was captivating, mysterious, and engaging. So for story and world building, I'm rating The Mine as Duke. The Mine uses pretty familiar mechanics in the point-and-click genre. There's a number of different items you can interact with, and the game does a really good job of directing you on whether or not you can use certain items and how you can use them. There's a host of different characters you can interact with, choosing which dialogue you'd like to say, and there's different locations to explore as you progress. I really enjoyed the different perspectives that were presented in the game, and appreciated that it functions as a true 3D environment rather than the typical 2D side-scroller that we normally see in this type of game. That being said, the mechanics of this game are pretty old-school point-and-click, requiring you to follow a pretty rigid set of tasks in a specific order to allow you to progress the game. I did feel like the tasks were often quite tedious, and there wasn't a whole lot of freedom to explore the game how I wanted. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more flexibility in the tasks and how they affected the story progression, and allowing certain tasks to be skipped if the player wanted a more streamlined experience. Overall, The Mine features some pretty classic point-and-click mechanics that are interactive and directly linked to the story progression. I did encounter a few bugs with things not showing up properly and had the game get stuck when talking to a certain character, but otherwise it was a pretty seamless gameplay experience. For game mechanics, I'm rating The Mine as Bugs. The Mine features a 3D game environment with graphics that are quite simple but provide enough information for the gameplay. The style does a great job of immersing you in the 17th century atmosphere, and I love the hand-drawn character portraits that show when you're in a dialogue scene. The soundtrack of the game is incredible and was probably my favourite part of the game. I love the atmospheric music and feel like it really created a great feel for the game, adding drama where needed and complementing the story really well. Each of the characters are fully voice acted, which was really great and really brought the characters to life. Without the voice acting, I think the game would feel quite empty, so it's a much needed addition and definitely helped convey the story and the humour of this game. Overall, The Mine has a simple yet effective graphic style, an amazing soundtrack, and some pretty great voice acting, so for graphic and sound design, I'm rating The Mine as Juice. The Mine features a pretty unique and specific setting, and I can confidently say that I haven't played any other game set in the copper mines in Sweden in the 17th century. That being said, it does feel similar to a lot of other games set in mining environments. The point-and-click mechanics aren't anything new or innovative, however they function well, but I think the true point of difference in this game is the mysterious storyline. The twist and turn nature of the story combines some familiar tropes together to create a storyline that is interesting and mysterious, and does drive you to continue the game. Overall, The Mine features a unique storyline, but the mechanics and mining setting, whilst reasonably well conveyed, aren't anything new and exciting. So for originality, I'm rating The Mine as Bugs. The Mine is a classic take on the point-and-click genre, featuring some tried-and-true mechanics and an interesting mining town environment. The story of the game is captivating and mysterious, and the original soundtrack and voice acting are really great. I do feel like the game was a bit tedious at times to play, and would have liked to have seen a little bit more freedom in how the game can be experienced, but I think it definitely is an enjoyable game overall that point-and-click lovers will really enjoy. We've ground the beans, we've carefully weighed and pressed the grinds, and brewed this game down. Now it's time for a taste test. The Mine is Bugs. The Mine is available to purchase on Steam now. You can find the link in the description below. And if you want to know more about the game, you can watch me play through the first 2 hours in this video. Until next time, stay caffeinated.